All right, Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 261, Breathing New Life into Old Stories. As you get on in your career, you're going to find old stuff. You're going to find old stuff on your computer. You're going to find your first books, books you've forgotten about because later books have realized much greater success. And even if you only have 3 or 4 books out, that first book never sold, and you look at it and say, hey, it's not bad. It's immature style compared to what I've learned so far. But let me look back and say, hey, I can hit it. I can do a quick rewrite, a revamp, an upgrade on it over the course of a week. And all of a sudden, hey, I have a brand new book, put a new title on it or a new cover, possibly a new title. I mistitled my first book. I didn't know any. And give it new life. Doesn't take much. Make sure you notify your readers. Hey, this book was originally published as, this is an important point because you don't want to mislead your readers and try and sell them what appears to be the same book twice. 10% new material. Or you see movies, director's cut, 13 seconds of new video. Holy cow, I have to have the whole thing for 13 seconds. Well, if you rewrite 10%, 5% of it, still, it could fundamentally change the story. This is what you tell them. Hey, it's a new book, new cover. Paperbacks are in. Life is good. And for the work of a week, as opposed to what it takes to write a whole new book, you can have a new product that you can sell. I'm not a fan of letting these old titles languish. I have some that sell that don't sell hardly at all, and then I have others that sell really well still. Like my first books, my first 6 or 7 books all still sell really well, except for that one thriller that just doesn't sell no matter what. And it's arguably my best book ever. So how do I find traction? There's only one. And I went sci-fi that let that thriller languish for 4 years. But every time I throw a sale on, it sells really well. I get a bunch of great reviews. And I am going to write a book too later this year in that series. So that'll give it new life yet again. It's on its 3rd cover, and this 3rd cover is great by the awesome Stuart Batch and his team out of the UK, who put covers on the top top indie thrillers as well as the top trad thrillers. You see them, you can see a Stuart Batch cover on there. Sorry. No, it's not smoke in the air. It's high humidity today, though, and that messes with me. So it may only require a new cover and a new blurb. It could be the same book. And that's what I see with my book that didn't sell that well for years that I think is my best book. Getting that cover right has helped. And I haven't put it on sale and I haven't done anything with it since I put that new cover on it until I get the second book out, which I got Stuart did the cover on book 2 as well. So now I'm going to rejuvenate this whole series. At the cost of writing 1 book, I have 2 books. So is that cool or what? Product. Putting my business hat on and not saying, hey, this is my best book, please buy it. No, here's my business hat saying this is a good book, it should sell. And here's a new book that's even better, and it should sell too. And then they should both sell, and everybody should buy and enjoy. There should be much cheering and waving of flags. Yes, I was reaching for a cup of coffee, but my mic is far too sensitive, so I can't drink coffee anymore because people get bent out of shape unnecessarily over it. Deserves all the pomp and circumstances of a new release with a re-release. Treat it like a new product, which is what you should. And this is the attitude you need to have when you touch it up, you go through it, you reread it, you like it, you add a little bit here and there, clean up the language, maybe even close out a side plot that you didn't realize was hanging. Close that out, make it a nice complete book, and rock and roll. There you go. You have a new product. You put that new cover on it. All the pomp and circumstances. I did this with my free trader series after I had 6 books out, and I wasn't targeting the right genre. I moved it to young adult adventure, and all of a sudden, holy cow, it sold well, and it sold well to adults because what they were looking for was a clean series, and this was clean sci-fi, no sex, no swearing, and they sucked it up. And years later, that was 2017, so now 4.5 years later, it is still one of my best-selling series. Why? Because hey, it's targeted to the right readers and it's marketable and it has great covers. And so I just keep riding that gravy train without having to do extra work on it, besides throw a few ads here and there. But a new one. in the fall when I get that second book done, and arguably my best series, my best book, add that second book, that's going to get a whole new treatment. It's going to get a big launch. It's going to get all of the stuff that makes books successful out of the gate. They have to be a good book, but then you have to treat them like the readers. Hey, here's a good book. You should share your time with me on this and read this, and you won't be disappointed. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for quality entertainment. It doesn't have to be a magnum opus. It doesn't have to be the next great Pulitzer Prize winning, everything best-selling, whatever. It just has to entertain the readers enough. And the better it does that, the more copies will sell and the more people will come on board and say, yes, I like this. And then with each successful title, people will dive into the backlist. Hey, I really like that. This guy writes okay. There they go, and dive over. I've got enough books in my backlist. All I have to do is have a good launch on a book and the whole backlist rises. This is how you treat it. So take an old book that may not be selling well, clean it up, and put it back out there as a new product. Peace, fellow humans.